Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, the Democratic nominee for vice president, defended his past misstatements about his military service and his travel to China, arguing there was a difference between mixing up dates and being a pathological liar, like Donald Trump. Walz was pressed during an interview with 60 Minutes that aired Monday about his past statements in which he said he was present during the Tiananmen Square protest in 1989. I think folks know who I am, Walt said, and I think they know the difference between someone expressing emotion, telling a story, getting a date wrong by you, rather than a pathological liar like Donald Trump. But I think it comes down to the question of whether you can be trusted to tell the truth. Correspondent Bill Whitaker responded, "Yeah, well, I can. I think I can," Walt said. "I will own up to being a knucklehead at times, but the folks closest to me know that I keep my word." Walz's depiction of his travel to China has not been the only incident to come under scrutiny since he joined the Democratic ticket. Republicans have attacked him over his representation of his time in the Army National Guard, specifically that he previously said he carried weapons of war in war, despite not being deployed into combat. That is the stupidest. Man, people find the dumbest stuff to criticize somebody over. It's really sad. So, I'm a lot more forgiving of Waltz than I am of Harris. I do believe people can genuinely just mix up dates, and I would take any of Waltz's imperfections when it comes to just, oh, I thought I was here on that day and I was actually over here, and like that. I would take it any day of the week over some of the stuff we've seen come out of pretty much the all of the other major candidates. I mean, um, you know, Trump and his bone spurs thing, or Biden claiming that he was arrested in it was in South Africa. Just all types of weird and corn pop. Uh, I'm I'm not that bothered by Waltz getting a few dates incorrect or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. What is a big deal, and this was something that was talked about during Harris's 60-minute interview, and I might actually make a video about it because I just thought it was so interesting. She was confronted over her shifting of positions, and that is something that's going to be an issue. Just because, like, if people keep changing their views, you don't know what they stand for. They could be anything. And to her credit, she's not the only one that does this. Trump, for example, is during his ongoing campaign is saying, "We will not cut 1 cent of Medicare or Medicaid or Social Security." But then during his actual term as president, he proposed cutting these programs for his stupid military budget. Harris previously supported single payer. Now she doesn't. Just there's plenty of stuff we can get into her over. But Waltz, to his credit, has been fairly consistent. Um, I think most of the criticisms of him actually really just come down to him being on a ticket with Harris. Uh, he is him being in a position of power is like the one thing I look forward to if this ticket is able to get elected. But unfortunately, because he's a Democrat, he's having to repeat a lot of the same generic talking points. Like, I remember how this just much I was rolling my eyes when Sanders would go, "Trump is a pathological liar," and it's like, okay, listen, we a lot of people who are on the left like Sanders in particular for his consistency, for his positions that he espouses, speaking for the middle class and working class people. And it's just so obnoxious when they get into the personality stuff. Like, people who are struggling to pay rent, and those of us that are concerned about the border, they don't care if Trump says one thing and then says something. Like, it doesn't matter. That's not how you're going to win this election. So hopefully, over the course of this final month, and I'm still in shock that we're this close to it, but hopefully we can get more actual policy discussions. Um, but the Republicans' attacks on him have really not been strong. Oh, you said you carried a weapon of war, but you didn't even deploy. You said you were in China at this time, but You actually weren't like. It's like, come on, let's get some better. You know, I don't. I think Noam is stupid. You know, the lady that destroyed her career by admitting that she killed a baby animal for acting like a baby animal. But at least with Noam, when Waltz was first pictured, like, I was in the house with him and I saw how he became a radical after we both became governor during the same year, and this is the most far left ticket. At least as bad as she is, she tried to pretend to talk about policy. The rest of them can't even do that, and it's this is just more evidence that the Harris Waltz ticket is doing pretty well.